Hello everyone. Welcome to this special day. Today marks the 8th year anniversary of the implementation of one of the biggest tax reforms that this country has ever seen since our independence, which was the implementation of GST. GST is a very dynamic tax. It always has been. It was implemented by the central government, but it had to be trickled down both at a policy level and at an implementation level right to the beneficiaries, which are people like you and I, which are the taxpayers. So today, to mark the 8th year anniversary of this amazing tax reform that the government has introduced, we speak to a lot of personalities who have in some shape or form contributed, shaped and defined how you and I get affected with GST and how you and I understand GST. So let's go ahead and have these conversations. Thank you, sir, for your time and pleasure having you on the conversation. So I want to start the conversation with one simple question: that how has the implementation of GST influenced the automobile industry across Maharashtra?
This GST, it was a business supply barrier because there was a tax cost for each and every manufacturer. At the initial stage, it was said that each OEM was saying the auto ancillary should be near shore to me. But after the GST, the supply is free, and now we can supply from any location to any location. There is no tax cost to anyone.
Correct.
That's why it is supported to Maharashtra sizably. And Maharashtra, bigger benefit is that the ground is prepared by Tata, Bajaj,
Yes.
Ford, Fiat.
Yes.
There are a lot of companies are there, and there are a lot of auto ancillary also there. And the auto ancillary was having the something choke up time because the new industry is not coming to Maharashtra, and whatever industry is outside Maharashtra, and there is a tax loss. So a lot of industry gone outside before GST.
Before GST.
But after GST, this process is totally stopped, and now Maharashtra auto ancillary is growing.
In your supply chain, what are some things that have streamlined because of GST?
In my supply chain, earlier we were supplying to long distance customer, and generally customer was insisting for the manufacturing plant within 10 kilometer, 15 kilometer. We were also insisting our supplier to install plant nearby. Okay. But after GST, this tax is flow, and then we are supplying free of cost. Okay. But the one change in supply chain is that earlier the e-way bill was not there.
E-way bill, yes.
This e-way bill is started in 2017 mid something.
Correct.
And then e-way bill, there is an expiry date, 200 kilometer, 100 kilometer per day. And once we are supplying from Maharashtra and keeping at Gujarat, the timeline is something for distance based, like at 4 days, 5 days.
Right.
And as a OEM are expecting just in time. In supply chain, warehouse requirement is sizably increased, and we are supplying through warehouse. Before GST, I am operating only 1 or 2 warehouses. Now I am operating 15 warehouses.
Nice. Pan India.
So these are the very big requirement. And the another requirement is that the generation of invoice, whatever the manpower required for generation invoice, this is new job created after GST, and these people got new job.
And how have you seen technology evolve over these past 8 years? So first was the previous tax regime, 17 ancillary taxes and cesses, all of them then subsumed into the GST, then its implementation, and then automation, and then the automation is an evolving dynamic process. GST is a very dynamic taxation, right? So how has your experience been throughout this whole process?
I covered this topic in my discussion also.
Okay.
What was the challenge earlier? Each and every state was authorized to charge tax, and tax rate was different each and every state.
Correct.
Then tax law and practice different in each and every state. So that's why the practices and procedure tax rate is different every state. That's why centralization was not possible. But GST given this option to make centralization, now tax rate across India is same. Law is the same.
Correct.
Then government also evolved with the lot of automation, lot of digitalization.
Right.
So that format also finalized. What is data, or then terminology also finalized. Somebody is saying accessible values, all people are saying accessible value. The terms are getting exchanged to each other, and this is become a GST communication language. Like we are saying 3B, so whatever GST person is knowing that 3B means this is monthly return. Okay. The normal person not knowing, but 3B is something language which all India is knowing. So that's why as an industry we could able to make a lot of automation controls, and with this compliance is improved,
Correct.
and cash loss also stopped. There was a fake invoice, all these things, that the control is sizably improved.
Correct. So, sir, when you rolled out GST at your company level, and all of this had a compliance checklist along with it, right? So, what were those some memorable compliance hurdles that you faced while implementing the tax?
Implementing tax, tax initially it was the bare law. Then there are multiple circulars from government side.
Correct.
There are something for the beneficial to industry, something for the control to industry, because of some misuse or some discussion with this. So we faced a lot of challenges during the implementation. But the government also taken lenient view that time, and they given so many exemption during the first 2 years. The people are made mistake, but there was no legal complication on that. So what are that first day they said we are supplying interplant supply, interstate supply, and what will be valuation? This was the big challenge that time.
Correct.
We took call, okay, whatever value we are getting from customer, we will pay tax on that.
Take that value, yes.
And ultimately it is proven is correct. And the government has given one, because there was one law, section 28, where they say when input tax credit is available to recipient, they will not dispute on value.
Correct.
So whatever the circulars, we ignore all this thing, and then we take a call, okay, we will do with the whatever our strategy is there, because tax is available, credit is available.
So, sir, you just mentioned that you now operate about 15 warehouses across the country. How has GST implementation smoothened out inter-unit and inter-warehouse operations? So, considering Maharashtra has the largest number of OEMs across the country, right? So, how smooth has that whole process become?
First, I will go with the initial period. Initial period means pre-GST period. There was a physical invoice, physical signature, and all verification, authentication was there.
Okay.
After GST, they had given digital invoice. Then they had given IRN, invoice verification system, invoice registration system. So with that each and every invoice is getting validated by government system.
Right.
So this process is used by OEMs, all, and they are saying we doesn't require copy of invoice. You give me soft copy if it is digital.
Correct.
And the printing of invoices, I will give my example. We were printing at that time is a 3 copy. One is for buyer,
yes.
Second is for transporter,
yes.
Third is for triplicate SSC copy.
Correct.
Now, and I was printing 1,50,000 rupees, 50,000 numbers invoice into 3, like 4,50,000 invoice, and then I am keeping record for that.
Yes.
Okay. This was the big chunk.
Correct.
So now all digital. All PDF copy is available. My data is also PDF.
Correct.
So if I need to find out invoice, I need to say digitally only.
Correct. CST was abolished. GST was adopted. Has it affected the business in any sense? Has it?
Because whatever CST was a cash loss to company, any company, because credit was not available.
Right.
So this was getting to supplying state. Supplying state means to manufacturing, which state manufacture, that state was gaining.
Yes.
But after GST, this is consumption based tax. That's why it is getting flowed to that end consumption. Like that's why we are saying, like some state are saying, GST's collection is there, money is there, central government money. This is our money. Whatever biscuit we purchase, this we pay tax. This is our money. But earlier this concept was not there. This was government sponsor money was there. Ultimately, money was from people only.
Correct.
But it was treated as a government money.
Correct.
But now all public is knowing that this money is paid by me. Whatever I consume, this is tax.
Correct.
And this was a good move by government. This is whatever the poor state, they are not getting something. Now they are also become a growth center for India.
Sir, so you work with a lot of MSMEs, a lot of them, right? At an MSME level, operations are complex, logistics are complex, especially in your industry. They have to manage OEMs, which are their vendors, then they have to manage their suppliers, then their own production, trading, all of that. On top of it, there is, the whole financial ecosystem that they have to manage. And then there's a dynamic tax like GST. Right? So the MSMEs that you work with, or the MSME owners, entrepreneurs that you speak to, do you see that they are able to cope with the mechanism of the GST? Are they welcoming it? Are they ready for further adoption? What are your views?
One is the happiness and one is the compulsion. Okay. The compulsion में क्या, earlier there was an option to pay tax or deviate defer tax payment.
Defer tax.
Defer tax payment. They can pay defer and they can pay as per their choice.
Correct.
Like after 1 month, 2 month or year end by paying interest. Whatever cost they are paying and they are enjoying. But with the GST, this has become digital ecosystem. So if they are not paying, I am not getting credit.
Correct.
So ultimately, I am not paying them. Okay.
Eventually,
So,
correct.
so what is happening? I am blocking their credit. So already they are in cash crunch. Correct. And further, I am like a big company is blocking their payment.
Correct.
And another challenge for them is frequent change from GST government system and all these things. They are not getting updated. I given one suggestion to CMA also. They need to provide one QGS system so that people will get some information. Correct. Then they can raise some voice, their voice. But they are not. And another serious point, I whether I should say or not, but still I will say. Okay, you can decide on that. But they are not getting correct guidance. Who are the professional people? They are giving half guidance, and with the half guidance, whatever, because they are small entrepreneurs, they want to do their business. Correct. They doesn't have priority for tax. They might be having money, they are ready to pay money, but we need to educate, we need to make them aware that not paying is what is the problem for that, what will happen in their life. So if we are educating on them, they are in compliance mode. I met multiple owners, entrepreneurs. One example I will tell, one person has not paid tax and then I called this person. He's saying I paid tax.
Oh, he said he's paid.
He said he paid. Then he showed me all books of accounts. He paid too. Then I asked his CA, he paid tax. Then this consultant is saying, okay, he is paying it to my account. He is not paying to government account. Then why you are not paying to government account? He doesn't know how to pay to government account. Why you are not paying? He said, I think he is paying my fees. Then I asked simple question to him, what was your fee pre-GST and what you are getting after GST? Then he understood, oh, this is multiple fold. Then you are not paying tax. This poor chap is become problem. Correct. So that's why this is a challenge for these people.
Right. So, sir, one last question before I thank you for your time. Same topic that you mentioned, right? That a lot of these MSMEs and entrepreneurs, even startups for that matter, who are coming in, operations now, GST becomes complex and they are not. It's not on their priority, of course, because they have to focus on the business. They're not getting the right awareness, education, guidance, all of that, right? So, in that space, what do you think, or what message do you have for institutions like ICMAI and CMAs and the upcoming CMAs that are entering the ecosystem? What message would you give them?
So, whatever the tax compliance we are doing, this is one of the tasks for nation building. So we need to think that like a soldier sitting at border,
yes,
he is doing his job and secured country. Like we are doing our job and secured country financials. Okay. Correct. This financial is getting used to end person who is needy person or who is a required person. Correct. So as a professionals, what we need to do when somebody is asking question or somebody is in trouble, we need to give correct guidance to him. So if we are giving correct guidance, then we are raising to government. Then government is also supporting sometime. Correct. Okay, entire system is not a problem. Some people, some good people also there.
Of course.
But we should be able to find out the correct solution and then we need to support. So I given this request to CMA also. They need to open some guidance system or some forum on that, right, so that who are not offered to pay, but he is in problem, we need to support. So once he will become affordable, definitely he will engage us. Correct. But if we kill him, like होता ना अंडा पहले या मुर्गी पहले, करेक्ट, ठीक है, मुर्गी जिंदा रखो, अंडा आएगा, राइट, ठीक है, एब्सोल्युटली, ठीक है. So this is the concept.
Thank you, sir. This was a very short but majedar conversation. Thank you so much for your insights, and I look forward to speaking to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.